Have you ever stood at a crossroads in life, staring at a path you don't know whether to take, and felt completely paralyzed? Like seriously, who hasn't? You're there. Maybe in your living room, your office, or somewhere in between, thinking, Lord, what should I do now? And let's be real, it's not just a feeling of being stuck. It's a mixture of fear, confusion, and at times, that little voice whispering, what if I mess this up? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in good company. Today, we're going to talk about something we don't always hear enough about: prayer for guidance. Because let's face it, navigating life without a GPS isn't just frustrating, it's dangerous. First, let's clear up a big misconception. Prayer isn't a magic wand. It's not like you whisper a few words, and boom, your path lights up in neon. Nope, it's much more personal, much more powerful, and let's say, a little slower than Amazon Prime delivery. So, what does praying for guidance really look like? It starts with honesty. Think about the last time you sat quietly and said, God, I don't know what to do. Were you fully honest, or did you try to sound spiritual? Like, oh Lord, with your infinite wisdom, please bless me to make correct decisions as your humble servant. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to pretend we have it together. But real prayer is more like a conversation with your best friend. You tell God exactly where you're at, your doubts, fears, hopes, and yes, even your mistakes. Imagine David in the Bible pouring out his heart, not holding back. That raw honesty is what opens the door for real guidance. Here's the secret when you ask for guidance. Don't expect an immediate download of life instructions. It's a process. Sometimes, God speaks through circumstances. A well-timed word from a friend, or a sudden shift in your heart that makes you say, wait, maybe this is the right step after all. Let me share a small story. A few years ago, I was stuck between two job offers. One seemed safe, the other totally risky. I remember sitting on my bed, literally asking God, should I choose the stable job or the one that scares me? And the answer wasn't dramatic. It wasn't a booming voice from the sky. It was a gentle nudge, a sense of peace when I thought about the risky choice. It still wasn't easy, but that peace gave me the courage to take a step forward. Now, here's a little tip that makes a huge difference. When you pray for guidance, don't rush. Give yourself time to listen. Turn off the noise, social media, TV, constant distractions, and just sit in silence. You'll be surprised how often the next step reveals itself in that stillness. And let's sprinkle in a little humor here, because who hasn't prayed for guidance and immediately started Googling every possible outcome for 3 hours straight? Right? We're experts at overcomplicating the whole thing. But sometimes, the simplest prayers carry the most power. For example, a simple prayer like, Lord, please help me see the next step is more than enough. It doesn't need to be long, complicated, or eloquent. It just needs to be real. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 3:5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Trust. Not try to control or figure out every detail, but trust. So, what happens after you pray? You keep moving. You take small steps of faith. And guess what? Guidance often comes in small doses. It's not an instant light switch, but a gentle progression. If you're feeling lost right now, don't panic. Prayer is your secret weapon. Speak to God like you're talking to a friend. Be honest, be patient, be expectant. Before we wrap up, here's my challenge for you today. Take 5 minutes right now. Just pause. Ask God, what do you want me to do next? Then listen. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to watch our next video, How to Hear God's Voice Clearly. Trust me, it'll take your prayer life to the next level. Remember, you're never alone in your journey. God is just one prayer away. See you in the next video.